Commander Veltar looked at the big screen in his control room. The screen showed empty space with tiny dots of light that were distant stars. He had been watching this same view for 10 years. Nothing ever happened here. This was the edge of known space where no one ever came. Veltar had 4 arms and blue skin. He was an Andromedian, one of the oldest species in the galaxy. His people had been traveling between stars for thousands of years. They were part of the Galactic Alliance, a group of 47 different alien species that worked together to keep peace in the galaxy. The space station where Veltar worked was called Nexus Prime. It was huge, bigger than most cities. Thousands of aliens lived and worked on the station. Their job was to watch for trouble and keep dangerous things away from the peaceful worlds inside Alliance space. "Sir, I am getting a strange reading on the sensors," said Lieutenant Zekun. He was young and had green scales that covered his body. His fingers moved quickly over the control panels. "What kind of reading?" Veltar asked. He walked over to look at Zekun's screen. "There is something coming from the Sol system. It is moving very fast, and it is giving off energy that I have never seen before." Veltar frowned. The Sol system was a restricted area. The species that lived there were called humans, and they were very primitive. The Alliance had been watching them for 50 years, but the humans had not even learned how to travel faster than light yet. "Are you sure the sensors are working correctly?" Veltar asked. "Yes, sir. I have checked them 3 times. There is definitely something coming from the Sol system, and it is moving faster than light." This was impossible. The Alliance had strict rules about primitive species. They were not allowed to make contact until the species learned how to travel between stars on their own. The humans were still hundreds of years away from that kind of technology. "Show me the energy readings," Veltar ordered. Zekun put the data on the main screen. Veltar studied the numbers and felt his 4 hearts begin to beat faster. The energy signatures were unlike anything he had ever seen. Whatever was coming from the Sol system was using technology that was more advanced than anything the Alliance had got far away. In the empty space between stars, Captain Ryan Mitchell stood on the bridge of his ship. The ship was called the UES Defiant, and it was the first warship the humans had ever built for traveling between stars. Ryan had been a Navy captain before he was chosen for this mission. He was 42 years old, with gray hair and tired eyes. He had spent 3 years training for this moment, but now that it was here, he felt nervous. "Captain, we are approaching the edge of the alien monitoring network," said Lieutenant Commander Jake Barnes. He was sitting at the navigation station, watching the readings on his screen. "Any sign of alien ships?" Ryan asked. "Yes, sir. Long-range sensors are picking up dozens of vessels and at least 3 large space stations." Ryan nodded. Earth's scientists had known that aliens existed, but seeing proof of their civilization was still amazing. The aliens had been watching Earth for decades, but they had never made contact. "Dr. Foster, how are our systems holding up?" Ryan asked. Dr. Amanda Foster was the ship's chief scientist. She was a brilliant woman who had helped design the Defiant's advanced technology. Most of the ship's systems were based on alien technology that had been found in a crashed ship 20 years ago. "All systems are working perfectly, Captain," she said. "The quantum drive is stable, and our defensive systems are ready." The Defiant was a beautiful ship. It was 3 miles long and looked like a silver arrow. Its hull was made of a special material that could absorb energy and turn it into power for the ship's weapons. The ship had weapons that could destroy entire cities, but it also had medical facilities and science laboratories. "Captain, we are receiving signals from the alien stations," reported Communications Officer Lisa Chun. "They are trying to talk to us, but I cannot understand their language." "Keep working on it," Ryan said. We knew this would happen. The Defiant carried 800 people, all of them volunteers from every country on Earth. They were soldiers, scientists, doctors, and engineers. They all knew that they might not return home from this mission. Back on Nexus Prime, more alarms were starting to sound. The unknown ship was getting closer, and it was not responding to any of the Alliance's communication attempts. Sir, the ship is now only 6 hours away from our position, Zekon reported. It is definitely from the Sol system. Commander Veltar had been in the Alliance military for 60 years. He had fought in 3 wars and had seen every kind of alien technology. But he had never seen anything like this. Send a message to Alliance Command, he ordered. Tell them we have a situation here. The humans have somehow developed faster than light. Travel, and their ship appears to be more advanced than anything we have. The message was sent across the galaxy at the speed of light. Within hours, every important leader in the Alliance would know about the human ship. On the human ship, Captain Mitchell was holding a meeting with his senior officers. They were all sitting around a large table in the ship's main conference room. Gentlemen and ladies, Ryan said, we are about to make history. In a few hours, we will be the first humans to make contact with an alien civilization. What do we know about them? Asked Colonel Marcus Webb, the ship's security chief. He was a former Marine who had fought in wars on Earth. Not much, Doctor. Foster replied. We know they have been watching Earth for decades. Their technology appears to be advanced, but not as advanced as ours. How can that be? Asked Jake Barnes. If they have been traveling between stars for hundreds of years, why is our technology better? Because we approach the problem differently, Dr. Foster explained. They developed their technology slowly, over thousands of years. We had to learn everything quickly, so we found shortcuts they never thought of. Ryan looked around the table at his officers. These people were the best Earth had to offer. Remember, we are not here to start a war. We are here to announce that humanity is ready to join the galactic community. And if they do not want us to join? Asked Colonel Webb. Then we will have to convince them, Ryan said. The Defiant continued moving through space toward the alien stations. The ship's sensors were picking up more and more alien vessels. Some were small patrol ships, but others were huge warships that could carry thousands of crew members. Captain, I am reading 37 alien ships now, reported Jake Barnes. They are all taking defensive positions around the space stations. They are afraid of us, Dr. Foster observed. That is interesting. Why would they be afraid of one? Ship? Asked Lisa Chun. Because they can tell that our ship is different, Dr. Foster said. They have probably never seen technology like ours before. Commander Veltar was watching the human ship approach on his main screen. The ship was beautiful, but it was also clearly built for war. Its hull was smooth and dark, and energy readings showed that it was heavily armed. Sir, we are receiving new orders from Alliance Command, said his communications officer. All ships are to maintain a safe distance from the human vessel. Do not attack unless attacked first. How far is a safe distance? Veltar asked. Command suggests at least 1 million kilometers, sir. Veltar was surprised. The Alliance had never been afraid of any single ship before. Their combined fleet could destroy entire star systems. But something about this human ship was making the Alliance leaders nervous. All ships maintain defensive positions, Veltar ordered, but be ready for anything. The stage was set for the most important meeting in galactic history. The humans were coming, and they were not coming as beggars asking for help. They were coming as equals, ready to take their place among the stars. But first, they would have to prove that they deserved that place. Captain Ryan Mitchell watched as his ship moved closer to the alien space stations. The Defiant sensors were now picking up dozens of different alien ships, all of them keeping their distance, but clearly ready for battle. "Captain, I am finally getting somewhere with their language," reported Lisa Chun from the communication station. "Their computers are sending us mathematical patterns. I think they are trying to establish basic communication." "Good work, Lisa. Can you send something back to them?" "Yes, sir. I am sending them our own mathematical sequences. Basic stuff like counting and simple equations. It is the universal language." Dr. Amanda Foster was studying the alien ships on her screen. She had been working for hours, analyzing their technology and trying to understand how it worked. "Captain, these alien ships are interesting," she said. "They are using fusion engines and what looks like ion-based weapons. The technology is solid, but it is several generations behind what we have." "Behind us?" Ryan asked. "Are you sure?" "Very sure. Their ships are bigger than ours, but they are also much slower and less efficient. It is like comparing a modern jet fighter to a World War II bomber." This was surprising news. Everyone on Earth had assumed that aliens would be far more advanced than humans. But the evidence was showing something different. "Dr. Foster, if their technology is behind ours, why have they been in space for so long?" asked Jake Barnes. "Because they took the slow, careful approach," Amanda replied. "They developed their technology over thousands of years, making small improvements each time. We had to learn everything fast, so we found better ways to do things." On the alien space station, Commander Veltar was having his own problems. The human ship was now close enough for detailed scans, and what his sensors were showing made no sense. "Sir, I have never seen technology like this," reported his science officer. "The human ship is using something called quantum field manipulation. It is bending space around the ship to move faster than light." "We use quantum fields too," Veltar said. "How is theirs different?" "Sir, their system is at least 10 times more efficient than ours. They are getting better performance with less energy. It should not be possible." Veltar felt a chill in his 4 hearts. The Alliance had been the dominant power in the galaxy for centuries because they had the best technology. If the humans had somehow developed better technology, it could change. "Everything. Keep scanning their ship," he ordered. "I want to know everything about their capabilities." The breakthrough in communication came when both sides figured out how to translate basic concepts. The first real message from the aliens came through the Defiant speakers in broken but understandable English. "Unknown ship, this is Commander Veltar of the Galactic Defense Network. You are in restricted space. Please identify yourself." Captain Mitchell felt a thrill of excitement. This was the moment humanity had been waiting for. "Commander Veltar, this is Captain Ryan Mitchell of the United Earth ship Defiant. We come in peace, seeking to establish diplomatic relations." There was a long pause before the alien replied. "Captain Mitchell, your species has been classified as pre-contact. Your presence here is not authorized. You must return to your home system immediately." "I am afraid we cannot do that, Commander. Humanity has achieved faster-than-light travel through our own research. We believe this makes us eligible for contact with the galactic community." Another pause. "Captain Mitchell, please transmit proof of your technological independence. We must verify that you developed this technology without outside assistance." Dr. Foster worked quickly with the ship's computer systems to prepare a detailed report on human technology. The report included everything from the basic principles of their quantum drive to the advanced materials used in their ship's hull. "Commander Veltar, we are transmitting our technical specifications now," Captain Mitchell said. "You will see that our technology is completely original to humanity." On the space station, the alien science teams worked frantically to analyze the human data. What they found shocked them. "Sir, "This is incredible," the chief scientist reported to Commander Veltar. "Not only is their technology original, but it is superior to ours in almost every way." "Superior how?" "Their quantum drive is more efficient. Their weapons are more powerful. Their defensive systems are more advanced. Sir, this one human ship might be more dangerous than our entire fleet." Commander Veltar had been a military officer for his entire adult life. He understood the implications immediately. If the humans had this level of technology, they could be either the Alliance's greatest ally or its greatest threat. "Send a priority message to Alliance Command," he ordered. "Tell them we need immediate reinforcements. And tell them the humans are not primitive anymore." The message was sent across the galaxy to the Alliance capital world. Within hours, every major leader in the Alliance would know that the balance of power in the galaxy had changed. On the Defiant, Captain Mitchell was meeting with his senior staff again. The initial contact had gone well, but it was clear that the aliens were nervous about humanity's presence. "Captain, the aliens are calling in more ships," reported Colonel Webb. "Long-range sensors are detecting at least 50 additional vessels heading our way." "Are they treating us as a threat?" Ryan asked. "It looks that way, sir. They are maintaining defensive positions, but they are also preparing for combat." Dr. Foster looked up from her analysis. "Captain, I think we need to understand their perspective. They have had a stable galactic order for centuries. Our arrival with advanced technology threatens that stability." "But we are not here to threaten anyone," Ryan said. "We just want to join the galactic community." "From their point of view, that might be the same thing," Amanda replied. "A new player with superior technology could upset the balance of power." The communication with the aliens continued throughout the day. Commander Veltar was professional, but clearly worried about the situation. "Captain Mitchell, the Alliance leadership is concerned about your ship's capabilities," he said during one conversation. "Your technology appears to be far more advanced than what we would expect from a newly spacefaring species." "Commander, I can understand your concern," Ryan replied. "But I assure you that humanity developed this technology independently. We have no intention of using it aggressively." "Captain, intentions can change. The Alliance has seen many species that started with peaceful goals, but became aggressive as they gained power." The conversation was interrupted by an urgent report from Jake Barnes. "Captain, we have a problem. I am detecting massive fleet movements throughout this sector of space. Multiple species are sending warships toward our position." Dr. Foster quickly analyzed the sensor data. "Captain, I count over 200 ships from at least 3 different species. They are all converging on our location." "How long until they get here?" Ryan asked. "The first wave will arrive in 18 hours, Jake replied. "The largest ships will be here in 36 hours. Captain Mitchell felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. He was not just representing his ship or his crew. He was representing all of humanity. The decisions he made in the next few hours could determine whether humans would be welcomed into the galactic community or treated as enemies. "Dr. Foster, give me an honest assessment. If it comes to a fight, can we win?" Amanda looked at the data on her screen. "Captain, our ship is more advanced than anything they have. Our weapons are more powerful, our defenses are stronger, and we are faster than they are. But they have superior numbers." "How superior?" "If all the ships heading our way arrive, we will be outnumbered 200 to 1. Colonel Webb spoke up. "Captain, sometimes numbers do not matter. If our technology is that much better, we might be able to handle them." "But at what cost?" Ryan asked. "Even if we win, we would be starting our relationship with the galaxy by destroying their ships. That is not the message we want to send." The alien ships continued to arrive. Soon, the Defiant was surrounded by dozens of vessels, all of them maintaining a respectful distance, but clearly ready for battle. Captain, we are receiving another message from Commander Veltar, Lisa Chun reported. Put it on the main screen. The alien commander appeared on the screen. His blue skin looked pale, and his 4 eyes showed worry. Captain Mitchell, I have been ordered to give you a choice. You can submit to Alliance authority and allow your ship to be inspected, or you can leave this sector immediately. And if we refuse both options, Ryan asked, then the Alliance will consider you a threat to galactic security. I hope it does not come to that. Captain Mitchell looked around at his crew. They were all watching him, waiting for his decision. The fate of humanity's future in the galaxy rested on his shoulders. Commander Veltar, I need time to consider your offer. Can you give me 12 hours? I can give you 6 hours, Captain. After that, the decision will be out of my hands. The communication ended, leaving the bridge of the Defiant in tense silence. Outside, alien warships waited in the darkness of space, ready to enforce the Alliance's will. The clock was ticking, and humanity's future hung in the balance. The news about the human ship spread through the galaxy like wildfire. On the capital world of Centauri Prime, the leaders of the Galactic Alliance gathered in emergency session. The Great Council chamber was filled with representatives from 47 different species, all of them worried about this new development. Admiral Kethros, the supreme military commander of the Alliance, stood before the assembled delegates. He was a tall, imposing figure with silver skin and 6 arms. His species had been the first to develop faster than light travel, and they had led the Alliance for over 1,000 years. Fellow representatives, he began, we face a crisis unlike any in our history. A species we believe to be primitive has appeared with technology that surpasses our own. The chamber erupted in discussion. Representatives from dozens of species. All spoke at once, their voices creating a cacophony of alien languages. The universal translator system struggled to keep up with the flood of words. Order, order. Admiral Kethros called out. We must approach this situation calmly and rationally. The Voltarian representative, a creature that looked like a giant insect, raised one of its clawed arms. Admiral, how is this possible? No species advances from chemical rockets to quantum manipulation in less than a century. That is what we are trying to determine, the Admiral replied. Our scientists are analyzing the data from the human ship. Their technology appears to be completely original. Original or not, it threatens the stability of the galaxy, said the Centaurian delegate. If the humans have superior technology, other species might challenge our authority. Meanwhile, on the human ship Defiant, Captain Ryan Mitchell was facing the most difficult decision of his life. He sat in his private quarters, staring out at the stars and thinking about the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. A soft knock at his door interrupted his thoughts. Come in, he called. Dr. Amanda Foster entered, carrying a datapad and looking worried. Captain, I have been analyzing the alien fleet movements. The situation is worse than we thought. How much worse? The aliens are not just bringing warships. They are bringing entire fleets from multiple species. I count ships from at least 5 different civilizations, all converging on our position. Ryan rubbed his tired eyes. How many ships total? Over 300 now, and more arriving every hour. Captain, I think they are preparing for a full-scale military action. Against one ship? Against what that one ship represents. Ryan, we have accidentally become a threat to their entire way of life. The captain stood up and walked to the window. Outside, he could see the lights of alien ships spread across the darkness of space. Each light represented hundreds or thousands of alien beings, all of them preparing for war. Amanda, give me your honest opinion. Are we doing the right thing? What do you mean? I mean, should we have come here at all? Maybe we should have stayed on Earth for another 100 years, developed our technology more slowly. Dr. Foster sat down in the chair across from his desk. Ryan, humanity has always been explorers. We have always pushed boundaries and refused to accept limitations. That is what makes us human. But at what cost? If we start a war here, millions of beings could die. And if we back down now, humanity will never be treated as equals. We will always be seen as a junior species that can be pushed around. Back on the space station, Commander Veltar was receiving reports from his scouts. The information was not encouraging. "Sir, the human ship has made no move to comply with our demands," reported Lieutenant Zikun. "They are just sitting there, waiting." "Any sign of weapons charging or defensive systems activating?" "No, sir. They appear to be completely relaxed. Either they are very confident, or they do not understand the situation." Veltar studied the tactical display. The human ship was now surrounded by over 100 alien vessels, with more arriving every hour. Any rational species would have surrendered by now. "Sir, we are receiving a message from the Alliance capital," his communications officer reported. "It is classified Priority Alpha." Veltar took the message in his private office. The holographic image of Admiral Kethros appeared before him. "Commander Veltar, you are hereby authorized to use any means necessary to secure the human vessel. The Alliance cannot allow this situation to continue." "Sir, what if they resist?" "Then you will demonstrate to the galaxy that the Alliance is still the dominant power. We cannot appear weak in front of other species." The message ended, leaving Veltar with a heavy heart. He had hoped for a peaceful solution, but it seemed that war was inevitable. On the Defiant, Captain Mitchell called a meeting of his senior staff. The main conference room was crowded with the ship's top officers, all of them looking tense and worried. "Ladies and gentlemen," Ryan began, "we have received the Alliance's final ultimatum. We have 2 hours to surrender or face the consequences." "Captain, what are your orders?" asked Colonel Webb. "That depends on what options we have. Dr. Foster, can we fight our way out of this?" Amanda looked at the tactical data on her screen. "Captain, our ship is more advanced than anything they have. Our weapons are more powerful, our defenses are stronger, and we are faster. But they have overwhelming numbers. Could we disable their ships without destroying them? Our weapons have stun settings that could disable their systems without killing anyone. But Captain, even if we win, we would be starting our relationship with the galaxy by attacking their ships." Lieutenant Commander Jake Barnes spoke up. "Captain, maybe there is another option. What if we try to talk to someone higher up in there?" "Chain of command? What do you mean?" "I mean, maybe the local commanders do not have the authority to make a real deal. Maybe we need to talk to their top leaders." Ryan considered this. "Lisa, can you establish communication with the Alliance capital?" "I can try, Captain. But it will take time to get through their communication network." "Do it. And Jake, I want you to prepare an escape route. If this goes badly, we need to be able to get out of here quickly." "Yes, sir. Where would we go?" "Back to Earth. We need to warn them that first contact did not go as planned." The work began immediately. Lisa Chun worked on establishing communication with the Alliance capital, while Jake Barnes plotted possible escape routes. Dr. Foster continued analyzing the alien ships, looking for weaknesses. After 2 hours of work, Lisa finally made contact with the Alliance capital. "Captain, I have Admiral Kethros on the line. He is their supreme military commander. Put him on the main screen." The image of Admiral Kethros appeared on the bridge screen. He was an impressive figure, tall and powerful, with 6 arms and silver skin. His voice was deep and commanding. "Captain Mitchell, I am Admiral Kethros of the Galactic Alliance. Your ship has caused quite a stir in our civilization. Admiral, I apologize for any concern we have caused. We came here seeking peaceful contact. not to create problems. Captain, the problem is not your intentions. The problem is your capabilities. Your ship represents a level of technology that threatens the stability of our galaxy. Admiral, humanity has no desire to threaten anyone. We simply want to take our place in the galactic community. Captain, you must understand our position. The Alliance has maintained peace for centuries through a careful balance of power. Your technology could upset that balance. Ryan felt frustration building inside him. Admiral, are you saying that we should give up our technology to make you more comfortable? I'm saying that new members of the galactic community must prove that they can be trusted with advanced technology. And how do we prove that? By submitting to Alliance authority. Your ship will be inspected, your technology will be studied, and your species will be monitored until we are satisfied that you pose no threat. The Admiral's words hit Ryan like a physical blow. The aliens were not offering partnership. They were offering subjugation. Admiral, that is unacceptable. Humanity seeks partnership, not servitude. Captain, I fear you misunderstand the situation. You represent one ship and one world. The Alliance represents 47 species and thousands of worlds. You are not in a position to make demands. Admiral, I think you misunderstand our position as well. We may be one ship, but we are not helpless. Captain, you are surrounded by 300 warships. Surrender now, and we will treat you with respect. Continue to resist, and we will be forced to take action. The communication ended, leaving the bridge in tense silence. Captain Mitchell looked around at his crew, seeing determination in their eyes. Well, gentlemen and ladies, he said, it looks like we are going to have to show them what humans can do when we are pushed too far. Captain, are you sure about this? Asked Dr. Foster. Amanda, our ancestors did not cross oceans and explore new continents by asking permission. They did it by having the courage to face the unknown. But Captain, if we fight them, we might start a war that could last for generations. And if we surrender, we will be setting a precedent that humanity will never recover from. No, we came here to announce that humanity is ready to join the galactic community as equals. If they will not accept us as equals, then we will have to make them accept us. The decision was made. The Defiant would not surrender. Instead, it would demonstrate that humanity was not a species to be pushed around. The galaxy was about to learn what humans were capable of when they were forced to fight for their freedom. The final hours before the confrontation passed slowly. Captain Ryan Mitchell walked through the corridors of the Defiant, talking to his crew and making sure everyone was ready for what was about to happen. In the engine room, Chief Engineer Tony Rodriguez was making final adjustments to the ship's power systems. Tony had been working on spacecraft engines for 15 years, but nothing had prepared him for the technology on the Defiant. Captain, the quantum drive is running at 100% efficiency, he reported. If we need to make a quick escape, we can outrun anything they have. Good work, Tony. What about our weapons? The particle beam arrays are fully charged, and the quantum torpedoes are ready to go. But Captain, I still think we should try to avoid violence if possible. Ryan nodded. I agree, Tony, but we need to be ready for anything. In the medical bay, Dr. Karen White was preparing for casualties. She had been a trauma surgeon before joining the space program, and she knew that any battle could result in injured crew members. Captain, we are ready for anything, she said when Ryan visited her section. I just hope we do not need to use any of this equipment. So do I, Karen. So do I. The bridge was busy with activity as the final preparations were made. Dr. Amanda Foster was running last-minute checks on all the ship's systems, while Lieutenant Commander Jake Barnes was plotting multiple escape routes. Captain, I have 3 different plans for getting out of here if things go badly, Jake reported. The fastest route takes us directly back to Earth. The other two routes would let us hide in nearby star systems. Which one gives us the best chance of survival? The direct route to Earth is fastest, but it is also the most predictable. The aliens might be able to intercept us. The routes to other star systems are longer, but they would be harder to follow. Ryan studied the star charts. On Jake's screen, let's go with the direct route. If we have to run, I want to get back to Earth as quickly as possible to warn them. Communications Officer Lisa Chun was monitoring the alien fleet communications. Captain, the alien ships are moving into attack positions. They are forming a sphere around us with overlapping fields of fire. Any sign of weapons charging? Not yet, sir. But they are definitely preparing for battle. The alien fleet had grown to over 300 ships. There were sleek Andromedan cruisers, massive Voltarian battleships, and fast Centaurian destroyers. It was the largest military force assembled in this sector of space in over a century. On the space station, Commander Veltar was coordinating the final preparations. He had been given command of the entire operation, and the weight of responsibility was heavy on his shoulders. All ships maintain defensive positions, he ordered. Do not fire unless the human vessel takes aggressive action. Sir, what if they try to run? Asked his tactical officer. Then we will pursue them. The Alliance cannot allow this situation to continue. Veltar looked at the tactical display showing the human ship surrounded by hundreds of alien vessels. The human ship looked small and helpless, but he knew that appearances could be deceiving. Sir, we are receiving a transmission from the human vessel, reported his communications officer. Put it on the main screen. Captain Mitchell's face appeared. On the screen. He looked calm and determined, not at all like someone who was about to be destroyed. Commander Veltar, I want to make one final attempt at peaceful resolution. Humanity does not want war with the Alliance. Captain Mitchell, the solution is simple. Surrender your ship and submit to Alliance authority. You know I cannot do that, but I can offer you something else. What? A demonstration of our technology. Let us show you what we can do. If you are still not convinced that we deserve to be treated as equals, then we will leave and never return. Veltar considered this offer. A demonstration would give him valuable intelligence about human capabilities. What kind of demonstration? Let us show you how our defensive systems work. Have one of your ships fire on us with non-lethal weapons. You will see that we are not as helpless as you think. And if we are not impressed, then you will have learned something about human technology, and we will leave peacefully. Veltar thought about this for a moment. The offer seemed reasonable, and it might avoid bloodshed. Very well, Captain. I will have one of our destroyers fire a low-power plasma beam at your ship. But if this is some kind of trick, it is. Not a trick, Commander. We just want to show you that we are not primitive anymore. The alien destroyer moved into position. It was a sleek, silver ship, about half the size of the Defiant. Its main weapon was a plasma cannon that could punch through most types of armor. Captain, the alien ship is powering up its weapons, reported Lisa Chun. Low-power plasma beam, just like they promised. Dr. Foster, are our defenses ready? Yes, Captain. The adaptive armor is online and ready to absorb their attack. The alien destroyer fired. A bright blue beam of plasma shot across space and struck the Defiant's hull. The beam was absorbed completely, with no damage to the human ship. Impossible, breathed Commander Veltar. Nothing can absorb a plasma beam completely. Sir, our sensors show that the human ship actually got stronger after the attack, reported his science officer. The energy from our weapon was converted into power for their systems. The demonstration had the desired effect. The alien fleet was now very worried about the human ship's capabilities. Captain Mitchell, your defensive systems are impressive, Veltar admitted. But defense is only part of the equation. What about your offensive capabilities? Would you like us to demonstrate those as well? I think that would be unwise. We have seen enough. But Admiral Kethros, who had been monitoring the situation from the Alliance capital, had different ideas. Commander Vel. Dr. Amanda Foster stood in the shuttle bay of the Defiant, putting on her environmental suit. The shuttle she would take to the alien space station was small, but equipped with the most advanced technology humanity had ever created. Are you sure about this, Amanda? Captain Mitchell asked over the communication system. We could handle the negotiations from here. Ryan, if we want them to trust us, we need to show them that we trust them. Going over there alone demonstrates that we are not afraid of them. Just be careful. If anything goes wrong, we will come get you. I know you will. The shuttle launched from the Defiant and headed toward the massive alien space station. As Amanda flew through the debris field of disabled alien ships, she could see repair crews working frantically to restore power to their vessels. This is Dr. Foster to Nexus Prime, she said over the radio, requesting permission to dock. Commander Veltar's voice came back immediately. Dr. Foster, you are cleared to dock at Bay 7. I will meet you there personally. The docking went smoothly. Amanda's shuttle was much smaller than the alien ships, but it was also more advanced. The aliens watched in fascination as her ship moved with precision and grace. When Amanda stepped out of her shuttle, she found herself face to face with Commander Veltar. The alien was tall and imposing, with blue skin and forearms. But his expression was not hostile. He seemed curious and perhaps a little nervous. Dr. Foster, welcome to Nexus Prime. I must admit, I did not expect anyone from your ship to come here alone. Commander, my species believes in taking risks when the potential rewards are great, and I believe that peaceful cooperation between our species would be a great reward indeed. Veltar led her through the corridors of the space station. The station was enormous, with wide hallways and high ceilings. Thousands of aliens from different species worked there, all of them staring at Amanda as she passed. Dr. Foster, your ship's performance was impressive, Veltar said as they walked. Our scientists are still trying to understand how you disabled our vessels so easily. Commander, our technology is different from yours, but it is not magic. We would be happy to share our knowledge with you. Share your knowledge? Most species guard their technological secrets carefully. Humanity has always believed that knowledge should be shared. When we work together, we all benefit. They reached a large conference room where several alien scientists were waiting. They were from different species, but they all looked excited to meet Amanda. Dr. Foster, these are our best scientists, Veltar said. They have many questions about your technology. The meeting lasted for hours. Amanda explained the basic principles of human technology, from the quantum drive to the adaptive armor. The alien scientists were fascinated by the human approach to engineering. Your methods are so different from ours, said Dr. Zekmal, a scientist from the Centaurian species. We have always focused on safety and reliability. You seem to focus on efficiency and innovation. That is because we had to learn everything quickly, Amanda explained. When you are trying to catch up to civilizations that have been in space for thousands of years, you have to find better ways to do things. But how did you develop quantum manipulation without going through the intermediate steps? Asked another scientist. We found shortcuts. Instead of following the traditional path of technological development, we jumped ahead to the most advanced concepts we could understand. The alien scientists exchanged glances. What Amanda was describing should have been impossible, but the evidence was floating outside the space station in the form of disabled alien ships. Meanwhile, on the Defiant, Captain Mitchell was monitoring the situation. Any word from Dr. Foster? He asked. She is still in the conference room with their scientists, reported Lisa-chan. It sounds like the meeting is going well. Good. What about the alien fleets? Are they still sending reinforcements? Lieutenant Commander Jake Barnes looked at his tactical display. Yes, sir. Long-range sensors show at least 500 more ships heading our way. They will be here in 18 hours. 500 ships? They are really taking us seriously. Maybe too seriously, Captain. If they bring that many ships, they might be planning to destroy us instead of capturing us. Ryan considered this. The demonstration had shown that the Defiant could handle the local fleet, but 500 ships was a different matter. Even with superior technology, there were limits to what one ship could do. Dr. Foster to Captain Mitchell, came Amanda's voice. Over the radio. Go ahead, Amanda. Ryan, I think we have made a breakthrough. The alien scientists are very interested in our technology, and they are starting to understand that we are not a threat. That is good news. What about their military leaders? Commander Veltar is reasonable, but he is receiving orders from higher up. The Alliance leadership is still treating us as a potential enemy. Can you change their minds? I think so, but I need more time. And Ryan, there is something else. The aliens have been in space for thousands of years, but they have never had to deal with a species like us. They are used to slow, predictable development. Our rapid advancement has scared them. What do you suggest? I suggest we make them an offer they cannot refuse. Back in the conference room, Amanda was addressing the assembled alien scientists. Gentlemen and ladies, I have a proposal that could benefit all of our species. What kind of proposal? Asked Dr. Zekmo. Humanity is willing to share our technology with the Alliance. In exchange, we want full membership in the galactic community and the right to establish colonies on uninhabited worlds. The aliens looked at each other in surprise. No species had ever offered to share advanced technology freely. Dr. Foster, your technology is far superior to ours, said Commander Veltar. Why would you share it with us? Because we believe that cooperation is better than conflict. When all species have access to the same technology, there is no reason for war. But if everyone has the same weapons, what prevents conflicts? Mutual benefit. When everyone profits from cooperation, no one wants to start a war. The concept was revolutionary. For thousands of years, the galaxy had been organized around the principle that advanced species dominated primitive ones. Amanda was proposing a system where all species would be equals. Dr. Foster, this is a fascinating idea, said Dr. Zekmo. But it would require approval from the highest levels of the Alliance. Then let us talk to the highest levels. Within hours, Amanda found herself in communication with the Alliance capital. Admiral Kethros appeared on the screen, his silver face showing skepticism. Dr. Foster, I understand you have a proposal for the Alliance. Yes, Admiral. Humanity offers to share our technology with all Alliance members in exchange for full membership and expansion rights. And why would you make such an offer? Because we believe that a galaxy where all species are equals is better than a galaxy where some species dominate others. Dr. Foster, your species has demonstrated superior military technology. You could easily conquer large parts of the galaxy. Why would you give up that advantage? Because conquest is not our goal, Admiral. We want to explore, to learn, to grow. We want to work with other species, not rule over them. The Admiral was silent for a long moment. Dr. Foster, if we accept your proposal, it would change the fundamental structure of galactic civilization. Yes, it would. It would make the galaxy a better place for everyone. I need time to consider this. Can you give me 24 hours? Of course, Admiral. But I should mention that you have 500 ships heading toward our position. If you are serious about peaceful negotiations, you might want to recall them. I will consider that as well. The communication ended, leaving Amanda and the alien scientists to wait for the Alliance's decision. The fate of galactic civilization hung in the balance. On the Defiant, Captain Mitchell was preparing for the worst. If the Alliance rejected their offer, the incoming fleet would try to destroy them. Even with superior technology, fighting 500 ships would be difficult. "Captain, we are receiving a message from the Alliance capital," reported Lisa Chun. Admiral Kethros appeared on the screen. "Captain Mitchell, the Alliance has considered your proposal. We have decided to accept." Ryan felt a wave of relief wash over him. "Thank you, Admiral. I think you have made the right choice." "Captain, your species has forced us to reconsider many of our assumptions about galactic civilization. Perhaps it is time for change." "Admiral, I think you will find that change can be good for everyone." The Alliance fleet was recalled, and formal negotiations began. Within weeks, humanity was granted full membership in the Galactic Alliance. The technology sharing agreement led to rapid advances in science and engineering throughout the galaxy. Importantly, the human arrival had started a new era of cooperation between species. The old system of domination and subordination was replaced by one of mutual benefit and shared progress. Dr. Foster returned to the Defiant as a hero. Her successful negotiations had avoided a war and established humanity as a major player in galactic politics. "Amanda, you did it," Captain Mitchell said as she walked onto the bridge. "You convinced them to accept us as equals." "No, Ryan, we did it together. You proved that we were strong enough to demand respect, and I proved that we were wise enough to use that strength responsibly." The Defiant turned toward home, carrying news tea.